So I have here White Girl Diaries, again, a download, so I don't have an album or anything to show you, but I can link you to some of the music videos that are from this album so you can take a peek at what's in store. This is Koshir's album, White Girl Diaries. An awesome CD. It's different than Ugly in many ways, and different doesn't necessarily mean bad. And I found that these two albums are, you can compare them with beats and with content, but that's what I like because that means they're two different albums. They're not the same album, and they're still both very good. First off, it's the intro, which is going through a voicemail. It's very funny. Some of the stuff you hear is great. Reverse in Time featuring Katie Henson. I have not heard of Katie Henson, but she did awesome vocals and awesome lyricism in this track. So to kick off the album, it's already got your attention. Guaranteed Mill, which is a music video, I'll link you to that. And Guaranteed Mill, I thought was one of my favorite upbeat tracks that Koshir has done, and I was unaware that it was actually on this album. Get Money featuring Cool Nuts and Looney Oleon, I believe. I again not heard of these two guys, but Get Money was one of my favorite tracks on here, and it leads perfectly into track number 5, which is a skit. It's a message. I'm rolling. Uh, Again, it's got the perfect formula in this album. It plays its role. It's not just something random stuck in there. It definitely has its purpose. No Bueno featuring Black Santa. It was also on Ugly. This one is a good track. I absolutely love this track. I never get sick of hearing it. Twister, which is track 7 featuring Chris Calico. And I'm not a real Chris Calico fan, but I kind of felt like Koshir carried him a little bit. I didn't feel. I felt like Chris had something to add. I felt like it was a good addition. I felt that his verse and the things that he offered in this track were very critical and very crucial to this song Twister, and to add to Koshir's roster of awesome collabs and awesome features. Track number 8 is Baby I Got It featuring DJ Dice, Katie Henson, and Tasha Jean. Um, Baby I Got It was not one of my favorite tracks. It was still decent. It was still well done. I felt that Koshir wasn't in as much as he should have been. I preferred Koshir's input into this. I appreciated Koshir's bit and DJ Dice. I felt that those two worked well together, which leads into, I gotta say, one of my top 3 favorite songs on this whole album. Number 9, Beat Strangler featuring Gonzo. I absolutely love this track, and I listened to it a couple of times. What I really liked about it was the beat, the lyricism. I loved Gonzo's bit blended with Koshir, and I felt that it had a lot to add again to White Girl Diaries. If you actually look at White Girl Diaries, it's it's there's a lot of how tos, it's not a joke, but it's definitely a parody, which is similar to some of the tracks on Ugly. But the CD is nothing that I find to be a joke, but there's a lot of fun that's made, and they're poking fun at a lot of things. And I'm gonna get into that here with "Killing All Lames" featuring Cool Nuts and Double O. Good track, but it definitely has that element of humor. It's definitely taking a shot at a lot of music artists who think that they're dope just because they rap and because they got catchy punchlines. Uh, Oompa Loompa featuring Conceit. That is just hysterical and definitely a White Girl Diaries element. Very crucial to the album, I believe. A lot of these songs on here have the same storyline. They've got the same purpose. They've got the same concept. And it doesn't break away with any of the tracks that are on here. It stays on the same topic, similar to a thesis, which I truly appreciate. Intermission is got to be the funniest thing I think I'd heard ever come out of any album. It was, oh my god, I'm not going to give that away. Intermission alone is something that should make you want to get this album. And I'll and it's great. It's got that infomercial element to it, that radio advertisement, and it's absolutely hysterical. I love it. Uh, Leads perfectly into Green Goblin featuring Black Santa and Young Jay. Another favorite of mine. I absolutely loved this track. And Unlucky 13, I gotta say, was definitely one of the best, and it definitely had, again, that White Girl Diaries element. Um, and it was the perfect track, I believe, to be after intermission. What I like about Koshir's style and his way of doing things with his albums is he has them in an order. He knows what he wants his CD to be about, what he wants it to contain, and he'll start you off with a little bit to get you in that'll catch your attention, and you're just gonna listen to it all the way through, and it's phenomenal. Which leads into, again, my one of my favorite songs ever to come out of Kosher World, Mosh featuring Cut Calhoun. Again, it's that fight song I was telling you about. It's that it. I put it into the link in my previous video. I'll link you into this one. Mosh featuring Cut Calhoun. The music video is dope, and I feel that they did an awesome job with the music video to complement the song, and the song definitely complemented the music video. It's one of those things where the element was there, the cinematography in this was there. There was definitely a lot of uh, uh, symbolism in that. If you look at the music video that I showed you, you'd see that it's not an all-out fight. It's a mosh. It's referring to the concert element of mosh pits. Instead of like there being like a hatred and whatever, it's a way to vent, and that's what I believe Mosh was. And Mosh was absolutely phenomenal as a track and as a music video. Which leads into track 15, Alien Girl featuring Katie Henson. Again, I love Katie Henson's verses. I love her hooks. I love what she adds to White Girl Diaries. And I hope that Katie Henson comes back in another album. And I hope that there's a White Girl Diaries too. I really do. Zilla Stomp, which is track 16 featuring Conceit. I haven't heard of Conceit until this, but Conceit did a phenomenal job, and I'm going to start paying attention to his work a little more. Same with Gonzo and a few others, Black Santa, for instance. And these are artists I'm going to pay attention to because of Koshir's uh, involvement with them and having them on his projects. I felt that they added something where I was interested in that. I'm not a Chris Calico fan, as I said, but I'm actually going to see what Chris Calico has done for other things. I know Chris Calico was also on Abominations. Sucks to Be You, which was an alright track. I much preferred White Girl Diaries element with Chris Calico more than I liked Chris Calico on Abominations. I will say that. SpongeBob Scooshy featuring Gonzo, a hysterical song, very funny. The beat is perfect with it. It's one of those songs you listen to and you could smoke with your buddies and have a good time and even try and like do your own music video type thing with it. Very clever and very well done. The Cure featuring Potluck. I gotta say, I'm not a fan of Potluck, but I loved their work that they did with Kosher, and I love the fact that they definitely stayed on the White Girl Diaries thing. They didn't break away from it. They didn't try and do their own thing with it. They didn't try and make it theirs. They complemented the song The Cure, and they definitely added to the White Girl Diaries. Um, I skipped a track actually. I skipped two of them. Track 17 and is Po' Boy, which is just Kosher, and Po' Boy was absolutely phenomenal. Track 18, Party Animal, which is a message, and the message is absolutely hysterical. You got to check that out. Back down to 21, uh, Filthy Holy Fam. It's Kosher and Holy Fam. Hysterical. Absolutely hysterical. Definitely a good way to end the album. I would have loved to have seen maybe like an outro skit with it, but it was perfect to get out of White Girl Diaries and possibly lead right into Ugly. And that's what I think that Kosher does, and that's what his capabilities of as a with his lyricism as a music artist, as a rapper. He can include the beats, he can include the lyrics, but he's going to get his point across, and he's going to go back and visit some things so it can go into another album if he wants to. He can remix it, he can do whatever he wants with it, and he pulls it off. And there's not so many music artists you can say that about. I believe that Koshir's got talent. I believe he will do a great job with Bizarre on the tour. I believe they'll both have something to work on together, and I'm really looking forward to more projects coming from Koshir. I definitely, I know on my Ugly review, I said that there was a song on there that I didn't appreciate the content on, and it's not that I didn't appreciate it, it's just not my gig, not my thing. But on this CD, the whole thing was great, and I was really glad to go back and revisit No Bueno. That track is a lot of fun, and hopefully No Bueno is one of those things that he can toss on a CD, so that way, it's one of those things that No Bueno could belong on any CD that he does. And I think it's a song that'll definitely take off and certainly catch the world's attention, especially those who are in kosher world, like I've been in the last couple of days. I've been in kosher world for about a week, checking out his music, getting some of his merch all set up so I can get some orders, so I can get a charm and such. And I liked the concept and the meaning of kosher world. Um, Absolutely perfect. So yeah, definitely check out White Girl Diaries. I'd get White Girl Diaries and Ugly. It'll give you more of appreciation for the tracks and the collabs and the features and stuff like that. It's just great work. So yeah, definitely check those out. Um, yeah, good album. Definitely a 5-star album, and I will be listening to it probably most of the day. Um, yeah, and I'm glad to see that more projects are coming out. I'm glad that he's going with Twisted Insane, and I'm really glad to see that he's going to be out with Bizarre, because I think those two are just going to go out there and kill it. So hopefully I'm able to see him over on the East Coast. But that's my CD review on White Girl Diaries. Like I said, links in the description to try and order your album, so that way you can check out some music videos. If there's some tracks I find on YouTube, I'll post maybe one or two of them, but definitely check out the album. It's worth it.